And welcome to another, I don't know, maybe it's a little episode of git-python development. It's super fun, I tell you that. At least it's more fun than if I just do it for myself, so I can as well just stream it out into the internet and keep my, I don't know, my experience conserved for later. I don't know. Something like that. So the next issue I want to tackle is this guy here, silently opens repo for ancestor directory. And the problem seems to be, I mean, it doesn't seem to be, it is a problem indeed, that if you hand it some path, that it will automatically go up the path until it finally finds a repository, which is kind of, possibly dangerous, because if there's some sort of, unexpected path there that doesn't contain a repository, then you end up getting one which is not even what you told it to be, something else. So there's this user who had trouble with that, and we realized a few years ago, oh my god, a few years ago that we want to fix this and add a search parent directories option to the repository initialization, just to prevent that from happening in future. And I think I will turn that off, even though it would change behavior. I believe people should turn it on. I will make a change note then to fix this. All right. So I happen to know that the code is in repo base, and here somewhere there is this, I think that's the evil loop. That's the while loop. That is, here's the split, and then it keeps going. So that's the loop that actually causes it to search too much. And I don't know if it was intended like this, but yeah. Okay, first things first, I will just add this option here. I added last because just in case somebody doesn't use the keyword argument here, but just uses the passes the ODBT type as a standard argument. If I would now change order here, then all of a sudden things would be swapped, so I can't do that. So new arguments really have to, even keyword arguments have to go to the end. So search parent, what was it? Search parent directories. Like that. Let's turn this off by default. And I'd say that we do this search here and we try a lot, So first we check if it's a git already. So that means the path we received has a .git folder or is a file. Can it be a file then? I think so, yes, this would already work. And the second attempt we do, find git could also be something. Let's have a look at this one. Find git, is it also going up? No, it's not, but it's able to handle the git directory actually being a file, which is awesome. And then read git file. Oh, there's another one. Really? Okay. Read git file. See, I don't really know this code, obviously. This is new as well. It was added recently, and it wasn't added by me, which doesn't really matter, but at least it is a clear reason for me not being too familiar with that. Okay, but here it opens, I'm not sure. It's kind of twice the amount of twice, right? So tries again here. What's the difference? So we pass in a file, and if it's already a git directory, it's fine, which was checked here before, I think. So here it checks this. Then here it checks this again, which is kind of double the work. Then it checks for a git dir file. If so, it jumps there and calls itself again, so it can actually recursively find things, which is good, I think. And last, look at that, it's the same thing. Ooh. Oh, I am misaligned here. That is interesting. See, it's good that I look at it. And this one here, it's kind of checks a bit more. It doesn't check if it's a file, so it has to catch these errors. That's fine. Then it's kind of doing the same thing. Then it builds the path, but it uses a different way of doing it. It uses real path. Fair enough. And it doesn't do it recursively. So wait, does that mean that this is entirely not needed? Huh. Okay. Let's just take it like this for now, because what we actually wanted to do is to be sure we don't walk up the path all the time. If not, surge parent directories break. So that should nicely prevent it. And I really want to try out what happens if I take this out and if some test barks. Ideally some test does bark. Test repo, I suppose, and yeah, let's see what we have here. Blame archive, blah, blah, blah. Init, test init, that could be something. Test init maybe. I mean, it's probably best to just run these things instead of being all academic about it. Just hit the button and see if it explodes or not. And for now I'm just using test repo here, but apparently it's a good idea to also try all the other tests. Let's do this right now. Oh yeah, Tox doesn't work yet, damn it. I think I fixed this at some point, but not now. Right, so that did work. Ah, there we go, now it failed. Awesome. Where did it fail? Yeah. Invalid git repository. So the repository that it gets here can't be figured out anymore. Let's see why that would be. Yeah. All right. So that path. Oh, look what it does. It was actually, using that feature. All right. Well, that's a good test, I suppose. So we put it back in. Performance lib, I think. Here it was. No, where was it? Performance lib 5978. 59. There we go. Here's a repo path, and here we use surge parent directories. And I think we should do the same thing here. And maybe we also do it here, but I'm not sure. We'll see if that is necessary or not. Let's just try it. Looks good. Looks good so far. Yeah. I don't want to sound cocky, but I believe that possibly this is actually working, and there I was wrong. But that's the kind of error I have from time to time. That's a totally unrelated error and has to do with the git daemon, returning unexpected values. That's interesting. I haven't had this one before. We might have to attempt to fix this because if fetch fails, that's a problem. We don't want to release things like that. It's in test remote actually, so let's go there directly. Get test remote. Interesting. Could be that it doesn't happen now, actually. And usually these things happen in Python 2 because there the implementation for passing the return value from the push or fetch process is different. And test remote, why does it? Oh, this is why. Okay. That's why it ran all the things again. So test remote actually does work if taken alone, and now we have another issue. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. See, it happens sometimes, but not always. Awesome. That's a problem, but it's a kind of a known issue, and it has to do with multi-threading. Awesome. And I'm not sure why this even is a problem, because I thought I handled my threads correctly according to law and stuff, but apparently not. You know, it's always like that. Damn it. All right, but at least I'm quite confident that I didn't break anything, so that seems to be working still. And besides that, I think that I like this implementation more. Find git dir. That's nice, just used here in the repository. And read git file. And it says, this is taken from setupc read git file function. So they do it themselves like that, but I don't know if they are at some point recursive. So I guess in order to make this nicer here, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the same thing, right? Dir name D, because it's possibly a relative path. And he says, let's use the real path right away, which might be doing this automatically, but I'm not sure. What happens there when real path is used? Let's try that. Let's try that again. OS path, real path. Let's just give it a dot here. So it's returning an absolute path, canonical and absolute, but based on the current working directory. So if I do this, and then it will return users. Yeah, I think that they do in fact different things, you know? That's a bit different than that one here. Which leads me to believe that possibly the guy who implemented the read git file had trouble using this kind of implementation, probably because of the different handling of the path that is in there. Okay, setupc read git file. I know I take you by the word here. Let's check it out. Setupc read git file. There we are. So amazing. It's a lot more code here just to read this. Read it full. We read the buffer, then checks if it's git dir. Then it seems to skip all new lines at the end, and then another check. Then it skips the git dir So that basically is the dir then, and it should have a length of the dir. That's fine. And then if it's not an absolute path, so see, he checks this. If it's not absolute, what it does is, what does it do? Where's that path coming from? Aha. Try to read the location of the git directory from the git file. Path. Return path to the directory found. But what's this? What's this path that he's getting? Is this the path? Oh, that's the path to the git file. Ah, I see. Okay. So here, what he does is, I think he does a dir name. Yeah, string char, that's the slash. He does a dir name on the path. builds a new path from it. Yeah. And makes this a string so that it's a valid directory, and then it does is git directory again. So basically, oops, it's closer to this implementation than to the other one with the real path, you know? I don't like this. What I do like though is that he just does an open on that and catches the error, because that saves some IO, right? So we don't check if it's a file, we just do it. So if it's git dir, fine. And then what happens if I try, does that raise if I do the context manager version of open here? With open, what is in here? Maybe a readme file? What's in here? Oh, why is there not a single file? That seems wrong. Maybe there's a single file here. No. Well then, let's go into, there must be a single file C, so let's read the shell rc, sounds good, with open z shell rc as fp. Yeah, let's just do something here. Okay, that does work, and if I do this, I get an IO error. Awesome. So that was expected. Can try this here, and maybe like this. Okay, the file doesn't exist. Yeah, let's do both just to be sure. Better safe than sorry, I say. So if it doesn't work, return none. If it does work, we use this content. And here we are happy to be in Python, by the way, because it, it just has one local stick per function. So once a variable is used, you can basically use it in any scope within that function. If this would be C++ or C or basically any other language, that definitely wouldn't work. I mean, to have content not defined outside of this try catch clause, try except clause. All right. Oops. That seems like it. I could kind of just ignore this. All right. Good, that sounds like it could work. Let's run the tests again. And also I want to be bold here and not use this anymore, because I think it kind of duplicates the effort. And even this, you know, there is git-dir. Even that is done by find git-dir, so I don't know if that is even required. So yeah, what happens if... Oh wait, but that's not the same anymore, because here it actually appends the git. Okay, so it's not the same, so it's okay. I think we can leave this, but this uses the same... Oh no, it doesn't use the same path. So, so it is actually required. Because is git-dir, I think, doesn't deal with the possibility of it being a file. See? This is the difference. So I think it wants that, but instead of... I don't want to have this code duplicated. That's my problem, because it's the same thing effectively. Yeah, it's the same thing. So how to do it? So here it must be a git directory already. So it must be .git. If it's not .git, we append it and try again, and we deal with git files. So, and if that didn't work, then we do try again. You know, we unconditionally append the git directory here. I think that is something we might want to change. I know, because it could have it already. And if it has it already, we could make assumptions about it. And save IOPS in the process. And this is something quite useful, I guess, to save IOPS. Sure, how many repository instances do you create? Probably not that many, probably doesn't matter really. But in a way, it always matters, right? Yeah, I think we should just add it if it's not yet there, and then we do the git-dir just once, and that's it. Like that. And no join here, of course. And this could possibly be more like it. See? Now all of a sudden the test works, and I didn't change a thing, really. So that's what I meant with multi-threading issues. Yeah, there's still some time to fix this, which would make me feel more comfortable when making the release there. But hey, what can I do? I've checked the code. Maybe some public review would be great and awesome. Ooh, something is wrong. It didn't get anywhere. I think I sent it into a loop. Something went wrong. Read git file. Oh, cur path. No, wait. Oh, damn it. What the hell? So I think I'm kind of mixing up cur path and git path here. All right, let's try that again. So my cur path, I actually don't really want to append it there, because then when I split it again, yeah, this is why this was always kind of done on a temporary and not permanently. Well, yeah, I messed this one up. Awesome. Git path. I could just leave the code as it was and it would keep working and it would save time. But on the other hand, there should be a way to improve on this. Yeah. Now we use git path as a temporary that we can change and adjust. This guy will return none if it didn't work out after all. Forget about that, and then we keep using the cur path and fix this. All right. Oh wait. So let's try this new privacy mode, because I'm getting a private chat message that I want to quickly deal with. In the meanwhile, let's just run this again. I think you can't see this right now. Okay. Lots of beeps there. And that didn't work. Test repo. Test repo. Yeah, you don't see this still. But there was one test that actually failed, which is probably a good thing, because this means I broke it. And this really wants to be fixed. All right, I'm interrupting the screencast for now, because I will need to change my attention to something else for a moment, but I will just get back.